take advantage of government grants and benefits. And yes, this is the part where I mentioned that my husband and I, we both got like a grant worth over 16K to do a diploma course, you know, with the Canadian College of Science, Business and Technology, right? And we're not paying a dime to do this diploma, and we are going to get our degrees at the end of the year. And I say this all the time, even on my Instagram, there are a lot of people who travel abroad. Like, a lot of them do like menial jobs, you know, care jobs, you know, working at supermarkets and all of that, even like with degrees and masters, you know. And I'm not even saying that there is anything wrong with starting with that. I'm saying that there are people that if they knew better, if they knew that there were more opportunities, they didn't have to do that at all. Hello guys, welcome again to my YouTube channel. My name is Folashade Daini, and I talk all things about lifestyle, career, as a young immigrant in Canada, and as a toddler mom as well. So today, if you've seen the thumbnail, you already know where we're talking about. My family and I moved to Canada December 13, 2022. And as at December 13, 2023, it was like a year that we've been here. And if you follow me on IG, then you know that I made a post about it and how the journey has been. And while that was like a reel, you know, of like everything that happened, I just wanted to talk more about the things that I wish that I knew, or if you're coming, the things you need to know. Like someone said, it is called yours to discover for a reason. In the words of famous philosopher Lai Wasabi, info of info. And there is nothing truer than that, especially here in Canada. And it's been a year. By God's grace, I've been able to get about 16K in funding for a postgraduate degree that I am doing, my husband as well. And even like for childcare, we've gotten like assistance from the government, you know, and then we also started investing towards Riri's education, college education. But I'm saying that all of this, there are things that we didn't even know, some of them that we didn't even know when we just came. So these are some of the things I'm going to be sharing in this video. And even like for career, so for example, when we moved here, my husband transitioned from architecture into project management, and we had been applying, and there were just a lot of things that if we knew earlier, would have done them even way before we moved. So I'm just going to be talking about that, and also about the challenge that when you're in a new country, the effect that it has on your marriage. I've seen like a couple of videos on YouTube about it, you know. I think maybe just even one that I've seen, but I feel like we need to talk more about it, so that like in your mind you're already prepared. You know that you're coming here as a team and you're coming here to fight together. Yeah, so if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of my videos, and turn on your notification. And if you're not new, you know I will do it. Please like, comment, let me know what you think about this video. I'm going to be talking about 4 different things. Number 1, and I'm starting with like career because it's like super important, and I say this all the time, even on my Instagram, there are a lot of people who travel abroad. Like a lot of them do like menial jobs, you know, care jobs, you know, working at supermarkets and all of that, even like with degrees and masters, you know. And I'm not even saying that there is anything wrong with starting with that. I'm saying that there are people that if they knew better, if they knew that there were more opportunities, they didn't have to do that at all. So if you started with a care job, I am not saying that, oh, there's something wrong with you because you did that. I'm saying that there are people who don't know better, who don't know that there are more opportunities for them beyond working as a chef or as a, you know, caregiver, right? Especially if like you're educated, you know how to use the internet and all of that. And that's where I'm going to start from. So I'm always saying it on Instagram that I don't, you know, there's a way like God plans your life that you wouldn't even know. When I was transitioning into tech in 2020, to be very honest, yes, I knew I wanted to travel, but I didn't know how much it will help when we eventually move here. And it is this remote skill, this skill as a product and content marketer that I have been working, and I've not worked one single day outside our house since we moved here, right? And I've been earning like a good salary. I even had a job in Canada like before we moved. I will talk about that maybe in another video. But I'm saying that if you have the right skills, right, if you do your research and find out like what careers are obtainable here, how you can work remotely or even hybrid, you know, you won't have to go through a lot of things. Then another thing, even still about career, like I mentioned, my husband is an architect, or he was an architect, he's still an architect anyway, in Nigeria. And then when we moved here, he applied for some architectural jobs, and then it got clearer that he wanted to do project management, of which I started doing his project management. He had registered for his exams, you know, even before we left Nigeria. But one thing that we wish we knew earlier was that beyond taking the certification, you know, that he should have gotten like real life project management experience, IT project management, because by the time we started applying, those were the things that we noticed that the employers, you know, the recruiters were demanding like real life experience. So what did he do? Eventually we found this career acceleration course platform where he did it was like a 9-week program where he worked with an IT team and they built an actual product. And from just taking that single acceleration course that gave him, or acceleration program, because it wasn't a course, it was like hands-on. He was practicing like being an IT project manager. You know, he put it on his LinkedIn and put it in his CV, and from not getting anything, any callbacks, we started getting callbacks, started getting to like first and second stage interviews. And like we're always talking about that if we knew about this platform, or we even moved at all, we would have done it in Nigeria, and all that time, you know, that was wasted trying to get roles without hearing back would have been lost. So there are a number of platforms like that, like the one that my husband participated in and was able to, you know, gain real life experience that he could put in his CV and say, oh, this project management thing is just not a course I've taken, I'm just not, you know, certified, but I actually have like practical experience. And I'm going to link one of those platforms. Excuse me, I'm going to link one of those platforms in the comment section so you can check. I know one of them is even running a free class between January 8th to, this video will have been up by then, so you'd have seen it, January 8th and then till the end, like January 12th. So you can just check it out and register if you're planning to move, even if you've not left, you know, or if you're even new in Canada. That's number one. Number two, the second thing will be to take advantage of government grants and benefits. And yes, this is the part where I mentioned that my husband and I, we both got like a grant worth over 16K to do a diploma course, you know, with the Canadian College of Science, Business and Technology, right? And we're not paying a dime to do this diploma, and we are going to get our degrees at the end of the year. But guys, what if I tell you that we didn't know about this diploma up until maybe 3 months ago? That was how we found out about it. So if you're coming newly to Canada, you want to take advantage of things like this, opportunities like this, and the best way to do is to ask people to go on platforms to watch YouTube videos like this. So I'm also going to put the link to, you know, the program that we ran, the program that we are in. If you're a permanent resident, it's open to permanent residents. I don't know about like students, you know, people on student visas, but I know that there are opportunities for them as well. I know someone who came on student visa, and I'm going to have him on the channel, you know, very soon, and who got like over 10K in grants, and he came on student visa and he's doing very well. You know, I'm going to interview him and bring him to the channel as well. So there are opportunities, take advantage of them. Then there is also like the CCB, that's the childcare benefits that you're qualified for. You know, if you're a parent with young children, take advantage of it. I think for the first year you also have access to like free care for your children. You don't have to pay a dime, especially if like the income you report like is low, you know, in your tax filing for the year before when you were still in Nigeria. So there are opportunities like this. They are designed, don't feel like, oh, we are taking free money, because the truth is that when you start working, the government will take it from you eventually. You know, you're going to pay taxes, you know, so take advantage of it. These grants and these incentives are designed to help you settle, you know, in Canada. So just make sure like you take advantage of it. Ask around. I'll link all the ones that I know and all the ones that we've gotten. I'll link them in the comments so you can just click on them and register. You know, another thing I said, right, when especially for married people, when I was starting this video, is that, oh my God, be intentional about loving your spouse and about being, you know, a team. Your spouse is not the enemy, because you're in a new place. You need all the help and all the support that you can get. This is not the time to start picking faults and say, oh, he's not doing this one, or she's not doing this one, or maybe, do you understand? That's not the time. It's time to complement each other. If your partner is weak in one area, it's time to support them. It's time to forge together, you know, as a team, and make sure that you don't fall into the trap of getting your marriage or your relationship now terrible because you moved countries. I've heard that, you know, when couples move, like there's a lot of like fights and disagreements, and sometimes it leads to divorce. And I know that in some cases women get empowered when they come here, and then they are, you know, able to live abusive husbands. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about, you know, a great marriage, a great relationship that gets that starts to get that starts to like turn on or starts to get unraveled because of the challenges, because there are challenges here, there are challenges that you face, but it's easier when you face it as a team. It's easier when nobody is pointing fingers and saying, oh, you're the reason why we have not done this, you're the reason why we have not done that. Be intentional about loving your spouse and be ready to cut them a lot of slack, because you would need it. Yeah, you will need it. And part of the things that have really even helped us is joining a local church. Yeah, see, take God with you, because I remember during the reboot camp, that's our church, Celebration Church annual camp meeting. I was like, people were there, like we gathered, we couldn't travel to Nigeria, so we gathered together in Muskoka. It's a convention center, and we're like over 100. And it just really dawned on me that there is nowhere you will go that you will not need God. You will always need God. Traveling out will not be the end of your problems. When we're about coming, I spoke to Pastor Pastor Busayo Ikotun, and he said that the truth is that it's not like your problems will end. It's just that your third world problems will become first world problems. Maybe before you used to worry about whether they will be lights when you get home so you can charge your phone. Now you are worrying about like the bills that you have to pay because you had light all through. Do you get? So you would always have issues. So now is not the time to now throw your devotion one way and now say, no, you don't need to do devotion again. Why? Because now you're in America or you're in the UK, no, or you're in Canada, no. You need to be intentional. So when you come, make sure that you join a local church. Very important. Now, I know that not everybody has the privilege of choosing where they want to go. Not everybody comes as a PR. Some of us come as, some people come as based on provincial nomination. And maybe you got nominated to Saskatchewan, for example, or New Brunswick, where your church branch is not there. Do you understand? You really don't have a choice. You have to stay in that province that you got nominated for. But what you can do is that you can find a local church there. You can still join your local church services. Now is not the time to be slack, because now you finally japa and you are now okay. No, now is not the time to be slack. Now it's time to even hold on to God even more, right? And these are things like I wish I knew. And some of them I'm glad I knew, like the part about holding your spouse tight. Of course, there's really no way you would really know, until you become tested. But I'm glad that at least I had it in my mind. I'm glad that we joined. We are still like part of our local church. We are still like super connected. It's been so helpful. The people we've met there, we've gotten gifts. People have been supporting us, giving us words, to encourage us, and we've been there for people as well. My husband is a pastor, and just being here, knowing that you're fulfilling purpose, you're part of God's agenda. There's just a way it strengthens you that when the challenges come, you just know that Joshua generation, that God is jealous for His own and He will take care of you. So that has really helped us in our sense of purpose. We've not lost purpose because we moved countries. So yes, and then the whole part about the career, very important. So make sure you're just not taking courses online. Make sure that you're also if you can get practical skills like the one I mentioned, that my husband joined, get practical skills as well. And then take advantage of the government grants. Ask before you file your taxes so that people can guide you. All of it, to be very honest, 2023 was a good year. Thank God. It was challenging. I'm not going to lie. But, at every point when it seemed like all hope was lost, God showed up, at every single point. And I just know that 2024 will be better. We have God's word. We are holding on to it. We are fighting with it. And like I said, it's going to be an unraveling testimony on this channel. And we're all going to, be a witness to it. So if you're new to Canada, if you're planning to move even to any country, please like this video. I would like to know how it has been. How long have you been in, how long have you jackpot for? How long have you been in the UK, in Canada? What challenges did you face? Is there anything you want me to talk about specifically? Let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to. Thank you so much, guys, for watching till now. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. Because you'll be encouraging me by doing that. Okay, guys. Bye. See that I even drew my brow.
Cool.
Come and kiss me.
Or lipstick. Maybe I should kiss it like to me. Yeah.
Come and kiss me, my cheek. My second cheek.